Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and children of all ages. My name is Mr. Evil Dragon. We're back after having some technical issues because the internet decided it didn't like me last week. Unfortunately, we have bad news. We've lost my fellow commentator, Papa, due to technical issues. I wish, hopefully, next season we hopefully get him back. Haven't got Jess with me, but I have got some old bloke who's leading a certain championship. He said he wasn't old, but now I've just told everyone he is old. Say hello to Bonnie.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. Happy to be here, Evil, thank you for that. Yes, I am old, but we'll go past that, that's fine.
Yes. The oldness doesn't matter too much, but here we are, of course, at Miami International Circuit, at, of course, the Hard Rock Stadium here, well, in Miami, a circuit which is certainly drier than it is in real life right now, Bonnie, which is always fortunate.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many people, there's a lot of guys that wanted rain today, there wasn't there, but unfortunately it's going to be dry all the way through for us today.
Yeah, completely dry race throughout the entirety of the race. A little bit of cloud to spice up the action. Of course, the championship blown a lot wider open last week. That was because, of course, the news, Reaper did not start the motor race. That means Jamie leads the championship by around 23 points down, 125 to 102 from Reaper. That means, if my permutations in my head are correct, Jamie could wrap up the championship here today. Now, it's very unlikely, of course, he needs Reaper to not finish the race, but never say never. Jake, a little bit of no man's land, like we said before the stream. He's on 90 points. P3 last time out. Oh, Helveka's got a 5-place grid penalty for contact with Jake. So these two have collided, apparently. Not ideal right there. But Flatch, he is currently on 68 points on 4th. 67 for James. And like I said, this is where the field really bunches up. 62 for that is, I believe that's the Alpine, that is Crawford, who is not here today. Shiesty on 57 points. Oaken, of course, he took a historic first ever victory, so congratulations to him last time out. His best result before that was a P5, of course, P1 last time out. Madge did not start last week, but he is, I believe, here today. Maybe, no, I don't think he is. But Curly in 10th on 54 points. Jack Craig, who's not here, on 50 points. Then we've got Nightcaller on 13, but he's not here either as well. And of course, Hockney, who has just joined the session, on 10 points. Madge is Michael. Thank you, Mr. One Hub, for letting me know on that one. So it's the Haas then. Third name change this season. See all these name changes. It confuses me. Oh, he's in the wall. Wow. Perfect time to look at Michael as he spins into the wall. And is that front wing completely gone? Yes, it is. Reaper, fastest lap in the race, qualifying so far. That's not ideal to begin your qualifying.
No, absolutely not. He'll try and get back to the pits as quick as he can, won't he? Because I have to repair his wing so we can get back out.
Yeah, it will be a quick pit stop in and out. But like I said, Reaper, fastest so far. We're just looking on board of Oaken. Lot 1 last time out. Across the line. Where's he going to go? Well, goes up to P2 then. So, a little bit of confidence. And he's all of a sudden romping at the bit. So, I mean, the Ferraris were doing very well in qualifying in the recent events. And as I said, it's 2nd and 3rd right now. Jamie in 4th. And this is where really that he wants to not be if he wants to win this title. Of course, he has that big point advantage. He can afford to probably finish 4th or 5th now the rest of the remaining races, and he will win the title, but he doesn't want to do that. Now, of course, Jess, you are in the chat, and I just want to ask, because you might know, if you could confirm it, can Jamie win the title today? Because I think he can, because he's got more than 20 points with 40 points remaining, so he could wrap it up if trouble happens. We're waiting for 3 people. I think those Hockney, Michael, who's in the pit lane, Helveka in the pit lane as well. Of course, a few people have got their penalties, and they are... I've lost it again. It was somewhere. I've lost it again.
I've got it if you want it,
yes.
Evil. Yes, we've got Madge is taking an engine. King Bryce has also taken an engine. We've got Wolf taking a gearbox. And Jake taking a gearbox too.
Yes.
Today.
Of course, Jake, who's not on the thing, but he has taken a penalty, so it'll be 5 and 10 for engine and 5 for the gearbox. A few people in the pit lane was really just waiting for the second runs in qualifying. And like I said, it is a beautiful circuit here, and a lot of people don't like it. And if you watched the sprint yesterday, it wasn't the greatest race. It was very much a processional race, apart from 2 people deciding to run each other off the road. And, well, you can probably guess who those 2 were, given they love each other so much. But, like I said, we've got Hockney and Michael now on outlaps. So, Bonnie, I've got a question for you then. So you're doing really well so far in your season. So how do you feel for the likes of Jamie? How do you go about it if you're leading it by 20 points?
I think he won't want to be getting into any scuffles in the midfield. He'll want to try and get us out to that high up on the qualifying standing as he can. But he just won't want to be getting into any scuffles with any other drivers around that first corner. Because as we see, those tyres can be so cold at the start, and sometimes you can find yourself in a spin before you know it. So he won't want to be getting into it. He wants to get as many points as he can, but he doesn't. Would he go for the win? All of them will go for the win. But he'll want to get as many points as he can and stay out of trouble. He'll still want the win because they all will. Except before the racing drivers, they'll want it.
Yeah. Most certainly they will indeed. Do apologise, by the way, if I have a cough. I have had to come over a little bit of a flu the last couple of days, but it's starting to pass. So, a few people on lap times then, and it is Hockney and Michael then. So, coming through out to the very quick left, right, then left again. This is where Charles Leclerc spun off in 2023, I think it was. And then, of course, down the main, the back, one of 2 straights. It's not really a straight. You kind of wiggle left and right down. That was sector 1 for the Haas driver of Michael then. And then make sure you don't pick up any trouble down here. A few cars in the way, but they're jumping out of it. Down into the braking zone. Spot your braking zone about 100 metres under lap. And then into the stadium section. A very easy corner. Personally, to lose the rear end, but he's got it absolutely hooked up through here. Up over the crest. Bump it over the curb. Don't do what he did earlier on, spin into the barrier. Bring it to the right. Bring it quickly back to the left. And then use as much of the ERS as you possibly can. So Reaper needs to finish 12th or lower if Jamie wins the race. So that is the permutation. So as we foresaw, the championship could be wrapped up today. Through the last corner comes Michael. And then across the line. And if Mr. One Hub Admin, you can send that to my DMs so I can read it in full, a bit easier. That would be very nice indeed. So, P8 for them. Where is Helvek going to go then? He's just coming down at the back straight. He's used all of his ERS. And let's see. So, 27.0 fast lap then. That is Reaper. Oaken in second. Nightcrawler in third. Into the hairpin comes the Kick Sauber. Up to the line. Used pretty much all of his ERS right now. Can he get himself up around about P5 he'll be happy with. And is at P11. So, not too far off the back of the pace, but it is a very, very close grid so far.
Yeah, so we've got Reaper coming down the last corner as well. Looks like he's on quite a good lap. So 3/10 up.
Yeah, this one's getting the permutations then. So there we go. Reaper fastest lap again.
1:26.7.
Yeah, he's improving, and he's got the bit between his teeth, and he knows right now he could have really leapfrogged the championship last week. He got the points down to around 6, then had to miss it due to work-related situations, which of course is unfortunate, and that's really put the hamper on. But he looks at he hasn't really got anything to lose right now. He's second in the championship. He can go as aggressive as he wants. As we look down through the field then, Shiesty on a lap time, 3 temps down. I think he's coming into the pit lane, so that is the second run of qualifying done and dusted. Jake P7, yellow flags into the last corner. I'm guessing that might be Hockney off. It is Hockney off down there, so he's just getting out of the way, and he'll come straight into the pit lane. Oh, yeah. I thought he wasn't then for a second. In he comes, gets it stopped in his marks, and straight in. So King Bryce then, he is taking a little bit of a wide line into the last corner. And is he going to finish the lap time? He is, see, can he get himself up with 28.5 to beat? 28.0, so he does improve by half a second, puts him up to P12. As Reaper comes in the pit lane. Now, I will say, by the way, and a little bit of warning, the doorbell for me may ring, mainly because I do have a Thrustmaster wheel coming, so if I disappear very quickly, do not be alarmed. I will continue. I've just got to pick a parcel up later on, but that is just a little bit of warning if you do hear a random ring of a doorbell later on. So there's that one. As we look through then. So I've got another question then, Bonnie. So Reaper, like I said, is going pretty quick right now at 26.7. That's the quickest we've seen for a while. Do you reckon he can still win this championship?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's good. 3 races to go. Anything can happen. In his speed at the moment, he's really going for it. And if he can get a win today, then and obviously it does depend on what Jamie does, but the tie could be right back on after this race if Reaper can get the win. Absolutely, can still go for it.
Absolutely, and Oaken second and third. And how much confidence, of course, I mean, you probably won your first race many, many moons ago, but when you get that first win, and how much confidence does that give you as a driver?
I think, well, I won the first race of this season. I generally didn't know what to expect coming into the league, as it was my first season coming in. But it is always nice to get a win, and it does lift you up for the rest of the season to see what else you can do. And I think most races have been quite fortunate, whereas there's a lot of good drivers in. I don't want to talk too much about the Tier 3, but there's a lot of good drivers in there, and a lot of them have had a bit of bad luck this year, but I've been quite fortunate, so it's been really good. Yeah.
Yeah, certainly. It's always good to see Ferrari, of course. They've not had the greatest season. Like I said, in terms of the constructors, I'm going to quickly pop up on my second screen so I can tell you the constructors. Ferrari so far, they sit on 83 points. They scored 32 points last week, which really pretty much is almost just under 25% of their total points so far this season. I think actually just over 25% of their points. So they've had a struggle, of course, in recent races, but they're starting to come good now. And Nightcrawler is currently purple in Sector 2. So, as we said, the Ferraris are coming alive around here. And whether they've been certainly practicing a lot, that's probably most certainly true. Let's see then. Get it nice and stopped all the way to the wall. Chuck it on the inside, a little bit over the curb. That's going to wash you a little bit wide. And that might not, and he's coming in the pit lane, so maybe he wasn't on a lap time, and the game was lying to me, as it tends to do.
He was up by 1/10 going into the last corner. He just took it a little bit wide, but he's just diving into the pits now. But he was on a very quick lap there. Light clear. Apologies.
Yeah, very easy to do. And Jamie now down to 5th position. He's got his teammate 6/100ths of a second behind him right now, who I believe is just on a out lap, I believe, unless it's coming into the pit lane. I'm trying to see who is on a lap time. Hockney and also Curly, who, of course, me and you kind of jeffed last week. It was, and I said, you're going to get P8, and you said, I'm not going to get P8, and where did you finish? It was P8. So, never doubt the commentator, we say. And you know what I reckon in qualifying? Do you know where he's going to qualify? I think he's going to qualify P8. Let's see then. He's got DRS zone number 2. 8 temps up on his lap time. So he's certainly improving. Open the DRS. A little bit wiggling left and right as he tries to find the optimal line where he wants to go, of course. The braking zone down here, around about 100 metres. Gets it nice and stop through there. Nice on the exit. Take the shortest line as you can to the finish line. Quickly to the right. Cross the line. And where's it going to go? Not P8. P13, but he did improve quite a bit, but lost a bit in the middle sector. It was about 8-9 temps up and dropped it back down. So a lot more time, I think, to find, didn't you think?
think Oaken may have had still it's a bit of a wobble during for the first sector. He's 9 cents down at the moment, so I think
he's coming in the
could
pit
be
lane. Yeah, he's coming in the pit lane, so that's why Oaken's 9/10 down. Used all his ERS, so 2 minutes to go in qualifying. So this is really now where everyone begins their final runs in qualifying. So let's see who is on a lap time. Wolf, well, was Wolf, but that's not going to help it there. He's only got 14% ERS. I'm wondering if he's actually not on a lap time completely. We'll find out in the second sector split, which is around, well, the third sector split. He's definitely on a lap time. Right there. Bryce coming out. Hockney on a lap. Is on an out lap. Trying to find who is on a lap. It's always difficult.
Jamie is currently on a lap going through sector 1.
Yeah, okay, so we'll cut to Jamie then. Good spot then. So he needs to do it very well. A little bit wide, but he gets it hooked up. But he has got 2 cars in front of him. His teammate, who gets well out of the way. And I think that might be Reaper just up the road as well. It might give him a little bit of a tow, which would be, he'll say thank you very much. I don't think he will. He'll dive straight out the way if he was him. Indeed, it is. Oh, he locks up. He goes deep, and that's not going to help his lap time. And is he gonna be able to get it back going all the way to the right and left? But that was very deep. He's in the wall, and that's his lap. That's his lap done. And that was, I think, that was a bit of frustration there.
It's unfortunate, isn't it?
Oh, he wasn't happy. And he kind of a little weave across as well. So, was that Reaper? And it was Reaper. Are they playing mind games, you wonder?
Just made a bit of a mistake, Jamie, going into the chicane and tried to get it back. He put himself under a bit of pressure, and then it's unfortunate. It was going quite well for the first 2 sectors that time.
Yeah, it was. It was up, and here we go then. So, who is going to take pole position? Well, it's not going to be Jamie. Best he will finish is 6th place. Though, remember, of course, Jake has got a 5 place grid penalty to serve later on. So, it's going to be likes of his teammate as well. Could take points off him. It's going to be interesting to see here then. Who is taking pole? Jake, 3 attempts up in the middle sector. As we cut to him then, is in the sole Mercedes AMG then. And he just got really 1 long straight and really 1 and a bit corners to go. Purple sector 2 then. So very, very, very much on the pace so far then. Find your braking zone down here. Around about 100 metre. Curly not enjoying his setup. Down in 14. Doesn't improve for him then. Here we go then. Jake, can he get himself up the grid then? He wants to ideally be around about P2. He is P2. 126.8. So that'll put him P7 on the grid. What about as well? Kasak improves, I think that was as well. Michael crosses the line P8. Where is Shiesty going to be? And this will be very critical for Jamie's qualifying if he ends up behind. Down the straight. DRS wide open. He was about a 10th down as he came into that sector. He is currently 79 thousandths up as he comes out of this sector. He only needs to find 6 100ths to beat his teammate. Up to the line, and the McLarens are surely about to switch positions. Indeed they are. Jamie down to 7th. And he's going to be 7th place in qualifying. And that is going to be not what he wanted for that one.
No, he's going to be right in the middle of the pack at the start. He'll have to try and keep himself out of trouble as best he can.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult right in the middle of the pack. Now, remember, of course, as you said, the driver's ahead of him. It's only Jake who's, I think, got the grid penalty, if I'm correct, ahead.
Yes, it's only Jake in front of him that has the penalty.
5, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it'll be right next to him then on the grid, so that's always going to be that one. So it's Michael finishes 8th. We'll quickly go through the rundown of qualifying then. And it is Reaper on pole from Jake in 2nd. And then Oaken 3rd again in the Ferrari, doing extremely well. Kasak in 4th, Nightcaller, Shiesty, Jamie, Michael, Fox, Wolf, James, Bryce, Hockney, Curly, and Helveca at the back of the grid with a 5th place grid penalty for causing a collision earlier. So, whilst we do that, I'm going to put you on the spot, my dear friend. Do you want to do the sponsors?
Absolutely, yes. So, first off, we've got our title sponsor, which is Delta.app. Need to remind everybody it's over 18s only, so don't download the app if you're under 18. All your investments in one app, make smart decisions like the world's top investors, and track your journey success with Delta. If you type in !Delta into the Twitch chat, that will give you the link, and you'll be able to download the app from there, and you'll be able to use it to track your investments. Next up is Next Level Racing. They sponsor the league by providing some prizes each season. We're not actually sure what the prizes are, but we'll confirm that once we know. Next up for us is Sim Racing Setups. They provide pro setup bundles for F1 25, created by the top eSport drivers. They offer dry, intermediate and wet setups. They sponsor the league by providing vouchers for our weekly Driver of the Day winners and the Driver of the Seasons. So the drivers that finish with the most Driver of the Day awards. You can also use the code for One Hub Racing and get 5% off their setups. Next up is Pure SimGrid. They sponsor the league by providing racing socks and gloves to the drivers with the most fastest laps and poles over the course of the season. You can also use the code OHR10P and get 10% off their racing socks and gloves. And next up is Vespertine. They sponsor us by supporting us with all the merchandise prizes, and they do provide some great prizes. It's worth checking Vespertine out. And last but not least is SimGrid, and they power up. They provide us with all the season updates through their communities and platforms. And I think that's me, Evil. That's all our sponsors.
Yeah, well, you did very well on that one, so top job there. And Oaken has won the preliminary, my little thing of the thing. I'm going to have to go through it and see who actually has won the DNF race for this little thing in between it. And seeing Mason in the chat as well, my dear old friend who I adore as well. So hello, Mason. Miss you, buddy. I want to commentate on you again one day. Nightcaller saying not if I have anything to do about it between those two. Ferrari Civil War, question mark. Always a possibility, so let's see then. We're waiting for a few seconds. We'll get for the grid yet again. Like I said, 4 people with penalties. They will be served 5 and 10 places as well. And then we'll be straight back underway for what is, I think... Was it 29 laps, was it? I did a 50% race earlier and I forgot again.
Yes, it is. I think it is 29.
It was in the high 20s. That was a certain. Yes, 29 laps. Hello, Mace. Hello, Colin as well. I said I was going to mix those two up if they both were in the same thing. It immediately happened, nearly. And was Benjamin as well. Everyone's here. Hello, everyone, and welcome to me sitting here waiting for us to get ready again. Like I said, joined by my new commentator for the rest of the season, hopefully. And it's Bonnie. And I will say, Bonnie, how did you enjoy your first qualifying to commentate on?
It's very, very good. I mean, it can be so apologies everyone, I can't even get my word out. There's such a tight line between getting one of these corners wrong on this track, especially through that chicane section. You have to go as close as you can to that that corner to get a good exit for the next corner, or you can just hit it. So it can. A lot of drivers did very well, and Reaper set a very brilliant lap time to get to the top spot going into the race.
Gaz saying, Bonnie, who do you think is going to win this race?
Thanks for putting me on the spot, Gaza. I'm always tempted to always go for us on pole, so I'm going to go for Reaper. You're
going to go for another Reaper victory. I'm not going to say who's going to win this race, because as perfectly storied by the entire season, whoever I predict doesn't win. So I'm not going to predict who's going to win. Though I did say Jamie might win the championship today if things go his way. He has just got to hope that Reaper DNFs, but hopefully that doesn't mean that James is going to DNF the race, because we don't want that, though we'll find out.
Well, I'm just looking at the chat as well, Gaza. Apologies, pal. I am going nowhere near that. The answer to that question. I'll wait to see what happens later on in P3.
No, was the question who's going to win in P3?
He's asking if I'm going to win. If you think I'm going to win P3?
Well, never say never. You are pretty good. I might have just cursed you saying that.
He's done it again, somebody. Oh no.
It's all gone wrong. Anyway, I say that normally I say Jess is going to do well, and I always curse her, which I have a habit of doing, and I may have just done it again right there invertedly, so we'll find out. But like I said, Jake's going to start P7 on the grid, if my memory serves me correct. With that 5 grid place, he was starting P2, so P6 or 7, around that position. So he'll be starting alongside Jamie. He'll jump up to P5. And like I said, it is Reaper at the front of the grid. Long afternoon, 29
I am
laps.
hoping that I've not cursed Reaper. Apologies if I have.
Oh, don't worry. It's welcome. If anyone who joins me gets one free curse every season. It happens. I don't know why my predictions are so absolutely predictably wrong. And as the words I think were from Murray Walker, I make prophecies which turn out to be wrong immediately. Which is completely correct on that one. Now, I just always fear this. I've got a feeling I'm going to start this race. We're going to get to the grid, and my Will's going to arrive. I just have a feeling it's going to happen. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but if it does, it'll be entertaining. Because I did say I'm going to murder someone if it arrives. And it is due any time from now to 5 o'clock, so never know. So let's find out. We're waiting to go in a few moments' time. I will say, though, it is nice to see Jamie isn't currently lagging. He was in the last few races and no longer. The lobby's been updated, so we'll be getting underway in just a few moments' time.
I guess it'll be interesting to see what tyre allocation they choose for this one as well. I mean, you've seen it all season with the mediums, what they're like. They can go off incredibly quickly. It'll just be, I'm interested to see if anybody starts on the softs. Possible.
I don't know if they will, because obviously we're doing practice earlier and the mediums were not great. The hards were the better race tyre. I don't know if we'll see softs, but we have seen it before, of course, in the last couple of races, people taking the softs right at the beginning.
And they seem to always take them as long as the mediums. There's something about them that they like, the drivers like. They've taken them the same stint as the mediums.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, of course, because normally for me, so, right, there we go. We have been told we are readying up then, and we're told specifically, do not ready up on the grid until, of course, we get the go-ahead from Jamie. So I'm going to keep an eye on that, because it normally gives us a good indication of exactly when we're going, when they press ready up. Because, of course, like we said, on this game, doesn't actually give us a countdown of when we're going, like it did on the previous games back in the day. Well, you know what? I'm going to ask this question because you are old. What's your favourite F1 game?
2021 was my favourite.
Gotta love 21. I have soft spot for 20 and 21. It was the last game I was actually very decent on. It was the last time I got a pole, of course. It was Brazil in F1 2021. According to, I think it was correct, it was 2021. It might have been later. I think it was 21 because I wasn't very good on 22. But we'll find out. So, like I said, Miami first hosting a race a few years ago. A circuit. It's a hit and miss with the fans. A hit and miss with the drivers. It's growing on me ever so slightly. I do prefer an original circuit, but it's not a terrible track around Miami. What's your opinion on it?
Well, you can have a very clean race or you can have 5 safety cars. So for me, anything can happen in this track. It's not like driving around, say, Monza. It's not.
Yes.
It's something seems to always happen at Miami, and I think that's why there might be some people who don't like it, some people that do, but there's always something that's likely to happen around Miami.
Tight walls, very easy to make mistakes. Of course, the high-speed nature.
Two drivers going to the chicane together, side by side.
Yeah, it's all. I've seen that many a time of coming a crop up. Are we happy the Turkey's back on the calendar? Yes, I certainly am. I love Turkey back on the old F1 games. A few of them, of course. Mostly it was like 2010 and 11 I did play, but did used to play back on Championship Edition. But less we talk about the ability to do corners on Championship Edition, the better, because very easy to go loopy loops on that game, as well as 2010. 2011 was okay, but wow, the handling on 2011 was questionable, to say the least, with you just being able to absolutely yeet it in. But that just shows how old I am. I remember those old games. It's had a hard compound tyres potentially for Jamie. I see in the pit lane. That could be an indication.
Could well be. I mean, do they? Would it show us what tyres they've taken if they're in the?
Sometimes it does. Very occasionally, it will indicate it if they've selected it. So it might be a set of hard tyres. We're just waiting then for the lobby to start. The crowds, as you can see there on the balcony already. So I think Jamie is typing in the chat, and I predict he will potentially say ready up now, or he'll say someone's readied up too early, and we'll have to name and shame them. And that has happened before. I remember a long time ago Jess said it, and they said they were very angry when someone readied up too early. That was an amusing day for me. Right, so time to ready up then. We have been given the time, so it's 30 seconds from the dot, and we'll be on the grid then. Here for 29 long, hot, arguably entertaining laps. Will we see drama, safety cars, maybe even a red flag? It's possible. I've had a few in my time around here, especially like you said, down into the chicane. The first couple of corners, tighten up. Very easy as well. Turn 1 opens into turn 2. And here we are then with 5 red shiny lights overhead. We're underway then here in Miami. Reaper gets a very good start here. What about Oaken? Along the inside, as Oaken think about a move down towards turn number 1. He almost had his arm on the inside. There's contact in the background. And there was one of, I think it was definitely one of the Racing Bulls in the virtual safety car has been immediately called out. And who has got damage? It is a Racing Bulls. It's Wolf with damage. And I think it might have been one of the Alpines. And there's contact then. Curly, 10-second time penalty. And there might be a bit of... Oh, dear. It's broken at the back. Oh, dear. Is it broken? There's certain... Well, Helvecker's lost his front wing. They're all trying to sort each other out and find their grid positions because they're all really bunched up. And a few people with trouble, but it definitely is big trouble. 10-second even more. Yellow flags. And I wonder... We're back onto racing again. Are we going to see a restart potentially? I don't know if we are, but there was certainly trouble at the back for at least 5 or 6 cars. What that means, though, is Reaper's got a beautiful start then.
Yes, Helvecker's got no wing at the back. He'll be trying to get his car back to the pits to change that wing.
So cars with damage then. James has got damage. Wolf has got damage. Curly potentially has damage. Looks like Bryce didn't get damage. I think no damage for Michael, but Helvecker very much damage. Was it Helvecker that dived into turn number 1? I didn't quite see it. I saw the kind of contact, but I didn't actually see who it was.
Well, whatever's happened, we've got Wolf, Curly and Bryce with 10-second time penalties.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Jamie's not had a good start in this race. He's down in P8 then. On the grid. I wonder if he has got caught up in the damage. Up front right end plate's gone. So Jamie was also involved in the melee in turn number 1. And he's running wide. Remember at if you remember guys, a few races ago he had damage as well and did not have a good race. And this is quite important and critical there as everyone's going wide. I wonder if there's been more contact between Fox and Jamie, because I didn't see these two had damage and now they have got damage. So I think there's at least half the grid that have got damage of some sort in the first 2 laps of this motor race.
Yes, could see half the grid possibly jump into the pits to go onto the hards within the next couple of corners.
Very deep. That's going in the wall. And there might be a retirement as Fox got that out of it. Yes, he has got that out of it. I don't know how he avoided the wall. Very deep. Just did not stop whatever was going on there with Fox. The car, he might have just broke a bit later thinking the car was going to have grip. It did not have grip. And there's another, more contact then as well. On the outside, as coming around the outside comes the Aston and the other Aston Martin. And, well, I said earlier, could it be a good result for Aston Martin? It's not gone very well for Aston Martin, I'm afraid, so far. Though they have got 1 car in the points. Reaper, fastest lap of the race, albeit for a brief second. In terms of tyres, let's see, it's hards for Reaper, Oaken and Nightcrawler and Shiesty on the mediums. Jasak on the hards.
Really have been a better start for Reaper.
Yeah, it couldn't have been really, would it? And he's got that absolutely hooked up. The gap now between him and his title protagonist, 11 seconds already. So, big trouble there. And there's another car off the road, and that is going to be Hockney. Remember, these guys have all got damage, and what do you do right now? Especially because it's not light damage. I'm pretty certain that'll probably be, what, an orange damage wing by the looks of it.
I mean, we do have Fox is just coming out the pits. So he's gone into repair, he's gone on the hards. I guess it really depends how much it's hurting you through the corners. I mean, some of the wings have got a lot missing off them, but if it's just an end plate, it might be okay. So they might continue with it.
Oh yeah, certainly. We'll just see what the pace is like. Jamie's dropped. It was 11 seconds at the beginning lap. It's now nearly 14 seconds. So what's 2 seconds a lap? He's going to need a safety car in this race, which, to be fair, not unheard of. It is Miami. It's very easy to have Lee's incident around here. Especially, like I said, I mentioned at the beginning of the race, very easy for trouble in turn 1 and 2. And it certainly happened as past goes Curly up to 10th position. Wolf is well battling as we look up through the grid. As Curly and Wolf continue battling then, we're just seeing the gaps up front. And a little bit of a coolness right now. Jamie 13.1 seconds on the pace. Well, look at Curly and Wolf then. They have got all penalties. And, well, they're all going to be the 10 seconds we saw earlier. So 10 seconds for trouble. But I think they might just sort themselves out later on in the race. Wolf has got that front wing damage as well. And that is a lot more front wing damage than we saw with Jamie.
That could well be a red. That's a lot of his left wing missing there.
He wants to be very careful here then. He doesn't end up having Michael rear end him. Down the straight we go, and it'll be, you presume, an easy manoeuvre here, but with the front wing gone, it might be even quicker in a straight line. But there he goes then, up into 10th position, 11th now for Wolf with that damage. And just to make sure you get the car stopped with the low wing, it just takes the tyres to cool down. And what is this going to do for the championship? How long can mediums last, says Gaza? Well, if it's around about 10 laps, it wasn't it? I was doing practice earlier, it was about 10 laps. Would you agree on that one?
Well, I think it could well be 7 or 8 before they actually start, your back end starts to slide. For the guys on the mediums, you might see very early pit stop. I'd expect most of them to come around 7 or 8 on the mediums.
Yes.
Well, that is if they're going on hard to the end of the race or not. We're not sure.
No, I mean, the medium tyres aren't ideal. Yeah, my maximum says Ross Benjamin then. So it's around about the ballpark lane. You can stretch it maybe to lap 10, but I wouldn't normally go any longer than that one, especially if you're going hard later on. So expect to see them potentially around about lap 7, 8, as you said. What's this going to do for the championship? Well, it's 20 for a win. And Jamie down in 8th, that is what? 4 points?
5? Is it 5?
So it come down, if it finishes now, it'll be down to 15 points. If it finishes now, which it isn't, we're on that 5, so there is a massive amount of racing to go. Oh, big slide there for Nightcrawler, meanwhile. And I tell you what, Shiesty's got a bit of pace again today, and he hasn't had it in the last couple of races. So it's always nice to see Shiesty starting to come back through, beat his teammate in quali. And you wonder if Jamie's going to be a little bit flustered, a little bit frustrated, and got held up potentially. It definitely looked like held up in qualifying by Reaper. I don't know if it was deliberate. I certainly don't think it was. It was more just positioning was just ironically in the bad place to be into the stadium section and couldn't do anything through. And meanwhile, though, up front, Oakham's doing really well, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got right to the back of Reaper. I was going to say about Shiesty, we saw last race, he's very good at keeping his tyres.
Yeah.
It was 10 laps on the softs at the end in China.
Oh, it was over 10 laps on the softs. And I once told him how to do 10 laps on the softs, and they got a puncture on the last lap. I don't want to know how worn those tyres for Shiesty were. I think very much. I tell you what, are we going to see a battle for the lead down the back straight? Let's see what the ERS and DRS usage is. Because this will always tell. Reaper's using quite a lot of it. I tell you what, here's Oakham. He's got a really big overspeed down here, and I think there is a chance for Oakham to take a victory here. I said there might be an opportunity for P1. He's certainly got the pace. And if he can just stick with him, get it nice through the chicane, which he did, he almost hit the wall. And he's just, I think he's out of DRS here, so won't get DRS down this section. But certainly if he keeps what he's doing, a podium for the Ferraris, at least one of them, because I think Nightcrawler might come under pressure through here. He's got Kasak and Shiesty right behind him, down the straight. Oaken, is he going to make an issue with the title protagonist tonight? There's a possibility. And the undercut is very strong around here. We know Nightcrawler and Oaken are going to pit earlier, as we keep an eye down at the field.
It's Nightcrawler coming in.
Yep, so first pit stop. So well, that's lap 7. No, he has only done 5 laps on those tyres, so not quite sure how that works, because he didn't pit earlier, so I think a bit of telemetry glitching right there. So he'll come out the pit lane. Where is he going to come out? Jamie also in the pit lane for that new nose. Now, where is this going to drop him out? It's going to put him down 12th position, and that pit stop was quite a long pit stop as well with the front wing change, so it's going to be difficult. But he's only saving grace, so a few drivers around him have also got front wing damage.
Yes, and he's got the 3 people ahead of him with the 10-second penalty, so that should push him back up to 9th, maybe 8th, once they've done their stop.
Yeah, meanwhile,
hopefully nothing else happens to him with regards to
Shiesty and Kasak battling together down into the chicane, and that is Shiesty, I think, holding on to the position then as he comes through, but very easy, like you said, you don't really want to go 2x2 through down there, and yellow flags, what's happened? And we've got a car off in a straight line, and that's Wolf in the wall on the outside of the circuit. And what on earth has happened there? Is that a safety car? I think that is a safety car has been deployed then. We don't know what happened. It was in a straight line. It's a very weird place to have gone off. But surely that means everyone's going to come in the pit lane now.
It's happened right before Reaper and Oaken have just gone to the pit entry. So that's helped them really well.
In comes everyone for a free pit stop. Front wing changes if you get it. Remember, you can also serve those 10-second time penalties as well in the pit lane. So that will be very happy news for Curly and Bryce as well. So in they come. Jamie is going to be absolutely furious because look where he is. The entire field's going to come out ahead of him. And he's going to be probably, what now, down in 11th? I don't think he's going to even come out potentially. Ahead. He might come out, I think, yeah, P9 potentially. Maybe P10. It'll be very close out of the pit lane. Out they come then. Open the taps. And where's Jamie going to be? He's going to be really hoping he gets out just ahead of these two. I don't think he has got ahead of these two. And he's going to be about who's got it. I think it was Jamie who got P8 then. So he got just ahead of Hockney. And what this means now, of course, the race is fully neutralised. It's all go again. And I'll tell you what, Jamie will kind of be counting his chickens a little bit here. That happened at that time. Because albeit he may have lost a position, I don't actually think he did. Because, well, you said it was going to be about P8 when everyone stopped. He's currently P8. And he has now got that new front wing and is going to be back in the race and will be close to them. So I think he'll be happy with that one, don't you think?
After the way the start of the race, I would have think he'd be really happy, and he's closed right back onto the rest of the field now. So this is it's anybody's race now. Everybody's closed up, and I think Jamie will be happy that he can see the leaders rather than being 30 seconds behind.
Yeah, indeed. As Gaz said in the chat, it's very good that these people who got the 10-second time penalties have indeed been able to do it. Has almost thought that was Fox in the wall then, nearly. You don't think he did hit the wall. I want to know what happened. Apparently, contact with Curly. Potentially, is what Wolf has said. So Wolf and Curly may have come together as, oh no, that is Oaken. He's disconnected. That is not what he wanted to have happen. And I pray he can get back in. Yeah, I wish there was a DNF replay. Now, do I have Oaken as a friend? That is something I'm going to quickly check.
Just wondering if is the safety car going to wait for Helvika to catch up? So there might still be quite a bit of time left yet for Oaken to get back in.
Yeah, I do have him as a friend, so I have sent him a re-invitation. So he'll be hoping that he can get back in. Safety car will be in around about a lap and a half, I think. Not this lap.
Gaza, wouldn't it? If Gaza just say, well, we wish there was a DNF replay system for us, it would be handy.
Oh, it's like Gran Turismo has a replay system, a little bit primitive, but you can go back in time by like 10-15 seconds. It would be nice if you could go back in time 10-15 seconds.
Oh, Reaper nearly hit the safety car.
Oh, someone's lost their front wing. Who's damaged their car? There was certainly an M plate off, but for who? It's Nightcrawler. Bunching up under the safety car, and I suppose you saw what happened there. Take us through it.
Yeah, the Reaper's had to brake really late. He's nearly gone to the side of the safety car, and everybody's bunched up, and it looks like Nightcrawler's gone into the back of Jake, and he's lost his end plate.
Now the question is how much damage is it done? It's only light. It's not the heavy damage, so he'll get away with it, I think. As we're just waiting to see if Oaken can get back in the session.
Oh, we've got Curly with missing an end plate as also.
I'll ask Oaken if he can get back in the session. Hopefully he can. I have sent him an invitation. And it'll be rotten luck if he can't. In comes Curly. That will mean I think the safety goal might stay out a little bit longer here. As in he comes. 14th position. It's not been the afternoon for him. Set of hard compound tyres. I mean, technically, you can go to the end of the race on a one-stop on a set of hards from here. So he could certainly go to the end. Now, I'm not saying he will go to the end because it'd be difficult. I think someone has just rejoined the session. I think that's Oaken. Yes, it is. Thank the Lord, he's back. So we now have our battle back on them between first and second. And you've got to kind of be very fortunate he did get back in because the AI can sometimes be a little bit finicky when it comes to restarts, can't it?
Yes, absolutely. Just safety car might be possibly in this lap.
I think it'll be in this lap. Curly, as long as he catches him before we get to the end of this sector, where the DRS zone is, it will be it'll be in this lap, surely. I think it will give the indication just out of this corner. Now remember, it has given it very late.
Oh, and Curly's nearly hit Helvika at the back.
Yeah, it's a little bit of trouble going on around here, isn't it? In terms of people bunching up. There we go. Safety car in this lap. Gives it a nice long amount of time then for us to get back racing. And now you just control the pace. And whatever you do, make sure you do not run into the back of each other. Keep a nice stable speed. Around about 5-6 miles an hour difference, so he's got back in there. Yeah, as you said, Oaken has got back in the session. So we are back under racing, I think, again, are we? At the last corner, and I think the Red Bull is bolted. And we are back underway then here in Miami then for the Miami Grand Prix. Lap 10 of 29, 19 and a bit laps to go, and it's Reaper from Oaken, Shiesty, then Kasarklen down in towards Tunnel 1, and we didn't see any moves then straight away at the beginning of the race. I don't believe so. Look, very close from Hockney, riding to the back of Jamie nearly then, as I think Curly and Helvecker are battling around. I think there's been contact, actually, because Helvecker, unless he's spun, right at the back of the field again, and way down the position. So I wonder if there's been trouble down there. And Jamie now in 8th position. He's got 2 cars ahead of him. The car of Nightcaller with the damage. So he will want to be getting ahead of these guys as soon as possible and not wanting to get into a battle, especially with Hockney, because you know Hockney has been very, very quick in the last couple of races. Up the inside, here comes the Hasten on the Ferrari, and that's the first job for them to go up the inside, and he has got up the inside then, so get that first job done. And now Jamie is going to need to pounce as soon as possible. He needs to make sure he does it well.
Yeah, it seems to be really hurting now. Clear the left end plate. Around the corners especially.
Look behind and you can see there is Hockney. 75% ERS, and we know Hockney is a very quick driver in his own right. And we didn't see a dive. I don't think we'll see a dive from this far back. It will certainly end in tears. And indeed certainly doesn't dive from this far back. You wait for the DRS. Oaken 1 second exactly now behind the leader, as James and Fox go battling out of the last corner. And then I believe it's going to be Fox. A bit of contact down the straight there, was there not there? Up the inside comes his teammate, I think, as well, of Bryce. Doesn't quite do it. There's contact on the exit. This is going to end in tears. There's going to be contact here. It's going to be inevitable. Oh, they just about avoid each other. And they almost touch. They do touch again down the straight. And Fox and James taking hammer and tong. And this is not going to work. Eventually, one of these two are going to go off the road. Eventually, and it does involve eventually, I think, Fox getting out of it. Hockney with a 3-second time penalty. And James says, I'm coming through. And indeed, he does come through. Not for long, though. Here we go again. Then straight back through goes the car. It almost swipes across the other front ring of the Aston Martin. Here comes the Alpine looking for a move up the inside. This is going to get a bit close. And they're going to make it again more contact. And these two are taking bits out of each other, the Williams and the Aston Martins. And the Aston Martins now 10th and 11th. And they desperately want to score points so far this season. And I believe there's damage on James's front wing. Yes, there is.
Yes, not the place you want to be 4 wide through, well, any track really, but especially on at Miami.
And side by side.
It's close right back up to Reaper again.
Yeah, Oaken fast lap of the race. I'm just keeping an eye on this great battle here between the Astons and the Williams then. But back to the front, as you said. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, they're all together. I'm wondering right now if Reaper's maybe just managing his pace a little bit. And you've got to wonder. As Oaken is 2nd, Shiesty, like I said, 3rd, Kasak is 4th, Jake in 5th, Michael 6th, Nightcaller ahead of Jamie. Jamie's not managed to get the jump so far.
Oh, I thought, there's been contact with Hockney at the back of Jamie.
And here we go then. Down the straight. Now, which way are you going to go? To the right. And through he goes then around the outside, but up the inside also comes the... Oh, there's contact again, and they just about survive. A little bit of elbows, very much the elbows out into the wall. And that, you might say, I think that Nightcaller is slightly to blame on that one. Oh, that's a frustrated dive up the inside. Don't do that. And he does do that. Contact again. I don't know if he damaged his front wing. You want to take a little bit of breathe? Yeah, he did damage his car. So, it looked like Nightcaller just lost the rear end potentially and just went slithering to the side of him. And damaged Hockney's car. And Hockney's now going to have to do it all over again. Oh, in the wall. Never mind. There's some frustration there. And that's not what we want to see. Frustration for Hockney. And he wants to get his head down and get back going, but that front wing now is destroyed, so he's going to have a long, long afternoon getting back into the pits. Up front, gap 1 second on the mark. I do apologise, by the way, if I do sound a little bit throaty, because like I said, I do have a little bit of a flu. So if I do mute the mic, that's because I'm just taking a breather in the background. I tell you what, Oaken's really got the bit between his teeth right now, hasn't he?
He's very good through this second sector. He really closes up on Reaper quite a lot through this area.
Yeah, and I have to spin him forward. My delivery is 6 stops away. So, So, like I said, I will keep an eye on that one as well. So, if I go mute in a little bit, that is also going to be why. But I tell you what,
could still be an hour away from you if it's 6 stops.
Well, it's 6 stops, but it is also around about, like, it's very close to me. Yellow flags, what's that for? Oh, in the wall, 2 cars. Fox and Helvecker.
Could be a safety car.
No, that's Hockney and Fox. My safety car is back out. And what on earth has happened there? Well, Fox has lost his front wing. Hockney was up on his side against the barrier. What on earth happened there? But this is critical here. Look. Top guys haven't managed to stop. Jamie's in the pit lane, so is Jake. And this is critical for their championships. This is given a lifeline to all these guys, and that is the perfect time to stop.
Yeah, all of the top 6 have yet to make the second stop.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at the stops. There they go. So yeah, top guys all yet to stop. So that means Jake is leading this race. Jamie's now second, not James. Jamie is second. Curly, of all somehow, is third. Well, they say never count your spring chickens until the race is done. That has thrown a curveball right into this race. And Jamie now has a real opportunity to probably even extend that lead even more.
Yeah, it did mention the start of the race. It could be really clean, or it could go the other way, and that seems to be that's what's happened. 2 safety cars and a lot of front end plates around the circuit.
I just don't know what happened then between Hockney and Fox, because it was coming out of the corner, but just riding aboard with Curly and Helvecker, and it almost looked like Hockney was on his side up against the barrier on like 2 wheels. So
he did. It seemed. He was already missing quite a lot of his front wing, and he's bounced over the curb at the chicane, and it looks like he couldn't stop the car. He's gone right into the wall and lost his front right wheel.
You think that potentially is the issue then? So Reaper's staying out. So is the top 4 all staying out still. Now, I'm not sure why they're doing that. In comes the 2 Ferraris of Oaken and Nightcaller. That's a weird strategy. Unless they're gambling on some incidents or something. I reckon they'll go for another set of mediums then. That's what Rydog says. So
I think they're just looking at this safety car could be out for another potentially two more laps, unless they're going to wait and then go on to the mediums.
Wouldn't you wonder, Lou, if you go on the banking another safety car? That says Mike, there's an opportunity. I mean, we had 2 so far in the space of a little laps, and it's going to mean the cars behind them, they're going to be a lot quicker, and they're going to want to be coming through. So, could this be a race? I'm not going to... Well, it would be lovely if it did happen for 5th place, but I've said it before and it's not gone well. But it would be a very, very emotional thing if Jake does somehow win this race, as well as Jamie on the podium. 2 very long-time friends of mine. As a safety car.
At the tyres, and Bryce has thrown some into the mix by going on to the softs.
Instead of soft, so you say? That's an odd strategy, isn't it?
Just looking at some of the cars in front of him, 8-lap hold hard, 6-lap hold hards. He could potentially sail past them, maybe.
Well, yeah, I mean, the hard compound tyres, sure, you want to stay out a little bit longer. For the mediums, sure, that's the wrong strategy.
Well, everybody's caught up now, so I'd expect the safety car one more lap. And
Yeah, should be in this lap.
Guys have still stayed out.
As I overheat ever so slightly, I apologise if you heard me cough in the background there. Oh, contact! And again, that's... I mean, it was Reaper slowing the field up, but there was a slight nudge as... oh, what's happened here? Helveker and Oken have switched positions. What's happened here then? As something just happened right there because there was a switch around. I think it was Helveker and Oken. Oken's letting back through, so a little bit of a bunching up under the safety car. As you can see, them all getting very, very, very close together. With now, what, 13 laps to go in this race.
Well, I'm not seeing any more missing end plates, so everybody's still intact.
Yeah, everyone's surviving for now, which is what we like to see. And expect, are we seeing the safety car in on this lap? I think we are. Again, oh, there's contact now! Oh. And again, is there front wing damage? No. Somehow not. Well, that was a big whack then from, I don't know who it was. I think that was Kasak and Michael coming together. I think the safety car is on this lap, so they're getting a little bit frosty up here, aren't they?
I'd still expect there to be some maybe slight amount of damage because it was a heavy contact.
Oh, then we're going to do it again. Oh, I think Reaper might be slowing them up a little bit too extremely here. Potentially, I think it's concertinaing down, and it almost ended up in the very similar accident as Magello a few years ago. And now where you're going to start back again then. So out the last corner, you imagine. We're right on board with Reaper. And I think right about now. There we go. Off he goes then. And he gets a very good start again then. So behind the McLaren. Then comes the Racing Bulls. Then comes the Mercedes of Jake. Sitting behind him as well. And he wants to be careful. Ain't rule if you're not allowed to go below 60 miles an hour. I'm not 100% certain on that one. But here goes Jake Led to make a move in fourth position. Gets squeezed right up against the wall. No, Jake's in the wall. He's spun round. And there's contact there. And, well, that is the last thing Jake wanted. And Michael just squeezed him up against the wall. There was no space to go through it. Round goes Jake into the Armco barrier. And that is his front wing gone. Completely and utterly gone, and he'll have to come trundling back into the pit lane. That is a disaster for that one, and I'm afraid to say I think that might just well have been Michael's fault there.
Yeah, he's tried to get in line for the corner, but he should really be keeping an eye on Jake there before coming a bit too tight and hit Jake.
Yeah, and that's just taking his front wing off, and that's Jake's pretty much down. So contact between those two. And now that means Jamie, it's looking for a golden goose afternoon for him, and he is now net leader in this race. Oken is second. Oh, but Jamie's gone too deep. Is he going in the wall? He almost goes into the wall in the brakes. He somehow avoids it. And does anyone want to win this race right now? They're all making mistakes.
Very good save by Jamie. Just thought it was better just to hammer the brakes on rather than get any more wing damage.
Yeah, a fight for the survival right now. And surely Jamie knows right now he's leading this race. You have to wonder as Jake is in the pit lane. And he'd love a safety car right about now, wouldn't he?
I think a few of them would want another one. But I wouldn't be surprised at all if we do have one more. It seems to be going that way this race. Hopefully not.
And I wish to apologise to poor Jake, by the way. I said it'd be lovely if he got a win, and within a lap he was in a wall. See, my prophecies are absolutely perfect for saying things. Meanwhile, there's something yellow flag going on in the background. Who's that? Is that Fox in the wall? It is Fox in the wall.
Yeah, he's gone too deep.
It's another one. How much damage is it on that car? Are we going to see, game? Are you going to let us see? There we go. Front, left, right end plate completely gone. As Kasak and Michael go battle into the hairpin. And Jamie's just sitting back right now as he come out the corner. He's seen one contact here and again another bit of contact there as in I think comes... Oh, bit of a lag spot. Never mind. I thought someone was coming in the pit lane. Oakham, fastest lap of this race. Contact getting into turn number 1. Michael very, very aggressive. And I tell you what, Oakham's got a very good opportunity to win this.
Yes, could see another battle between Oakham and Jamie for the win.
Yes, certainly. Like last week, they got very close and Oakham managed just about to do it. Are we going to see a repeat one here today? As we were expecting the top guys in the pit lane. Now, in terms of the permutations, we'll take you through them in a minute. But if Jamie wins with fastest lap, Reaper must finish 11th or higher. And so far, I think when he pits, he will come out around about that position. I think I'll be just ahead of it, but Jamie wants to be very careful he doesn't get caught up in an accident here, because he's got 2-3 guys very much battling very hard indeed ahead of him. And this is the bit where you've been in this position, sure, quite a lot of times in your racing career, so have I. It's very nerve-wracking here.
Just best thing really, just to be...
Backs off, that's going to be contact. Yeah, there we go, there's contact. And I'd say Michael's being very, very much, I think, over the aggressive here. There's been contact once, contact twice, he lets him through. In comes Shiesty in the pit lane. Here comes Jamie then to make it around the outside. Here comes the Ferrari looking up the inside as well. And there's going to be, it's going to be very close through turn number 1. Careful, Jamie, you don't get pinched. And he does just about do it, but Michael very much on the limit of aggressiveness and almost collects Oaken as well.
Jamie doesn't really need to be getting involved, but you can see the that close to a driver in front of you, you're going to go for the overtake. You're not going to just wait there.
And here comes Jamie then. And this will be an easy move. Down the outside then, down the straight. And the job is done. Meanwhile, here comes Oaken up the inside of Michael. And wants to be careful here, don't get pinched. It's a very easy corner to get rather much run out to the right end of the wall, but just has to hold back. And well, this means now is Jamie is just romping away. And as long as he gets a good exit out of here, I think he'll be very much safe from the cars behind. Indeed he is. I tell you, think Oaken might be a little bit frustrated here. He got rather held up as these two really battle hard.
He might be okay. They might expect some of the drivers to start diving into the pits any lap now.
You imagine probably right about now for one of them. Yeah. I think in comes Kasak in the pit lane. He's had enough of that one. In comes your race leader, which means on that 22 from what was trouble on the first lap is leading the race on lap 22. Jamie leads the race then. Michael in second. Oka now in third. Then comes his teammate as well. It looks potential for a double podium for the Ferrari team. And he just needs to get past Michael, who will come into pit lane in probably the end of this lap. There we go then. DRS on board. A big mistake then from Michael. And here goes Oaken. He says, thank you very much, sunshine. I'll have that position straight back. Up to P2. Now, can he go chase down Jamie? He has had pace. He's had the same pace as Reaper the entire race. Jamie's not had the same pace the entire race. He's had a bit of struggle, but he has had a lot of damage. So now's the opportunity can Oaken take 2 victories? He won 1 last week. He's looking good this week so far. And he is catching it again very quickly.
Yeah, it's really up to Jamie how he wants to approach it. He's in a very strong position now in terms of the championship. He still wants to win the race, but will he fight with Oaken?
Oh, Reaper's got damage. Reaper's front ring's gone. Completely gone. So, here is the permutations. Again, if Jamie wins with the fastest lap, and James and Joel were eliminated, Jake must finish second, and in comes Reaper into the pit lane. And this is now critical for the championship, because this means he'll drop down behind 11th position. Jamie is on course, as we speak right now, potentially to win the championship. Down to 11th, down to 12th. And this title fight, which I predicted wasn't going to happen, it very well might happen. If Reaper finishes, if Jamie has the fastest lap, he might just do it. Now, who has got the fast lap of this race? It's Oaken in second. And Oaken's, earlier on, remember, someone said Oaken could be a real protagonist in this title fight. And he very much is right in between them.
Yeah, I was just thinking as well, if Reaper unfortunately does finish out the top 10, he could get the fastest lap through but it might not help much with him having the fastest lap outside the top 10.
No, he has got the fastest lap outside the top 10. Indeed he has, but Jamie in the pound seat. Now remember, if Jamie wins, this is the other permutation, James and Joe are eliminated. Jake must finish 3rd. Reaper must finish 11th or 12th with the fastest lap. Otherwise, James wins champion. Now, I don't know if this is fast lap outside the top 10 or inside the top 10. It just says fastest lap.
It is currently Oaken overall that has the fastest lap.
So it is Oaken overall. And this is going to be a barnstorming finish. Remember, if Jamie finishes second, the championship will go on for another week. But it's getting very, very close indeed. And so is that parcel arriving, getting very close indeed. It's 4 stops away. And we've got 4 laps. Please don't happen on the final lap of the race, gods. That'll be very tragic if it does. But as things stand, I think it will go on to the next race. The main reason I say this is look at Oaken.
Yes, he's right on the back of James' gearbox again. Has been a couple of times. Apologies, he was on the back of Reaper earlier in the race. He's now on the back of Jamie.
So here we go then, DRS down the straight, and surely this is Oaken's opportunity. With DRS, is Jamie going to fight this one too heavily now? Surely he might have been warned, and yellow flags, there's a car in the wall, Michael is out of the race, and have we got a safety car, virtual safety car? Now who was ahead? Was it Oaken, or was it Jamie? What this means is a point position again, and this will mean another position for Reaper. He'll be up to 11th. As I think if these two switched around.
Yeah, Oaken switched back around, I think James.
Trying to figure out who was who. Back. But Oaken now leads this race. In comes James. I tell you what, this might just have kept the championship alive. We are back racing again then here in Miami. Lap 25 of 29. With Oaken now leading. Remember, he won last week. We missed it, of course, we weren't streaming. I hope I don't miss it again this week because I have a parcel. That would be just the worst timing. But here is Jamie, second position. And now, if you're Jamie right now, are you going to give this one up? Because
the position that his title contender is, you want solidify second place. I think.
Yeah, I would agree on that one. Yeah. Play the long game right now. No, basically, as long as you finish next week, you will win the championship. That's kind of the mentality you go in.
Yeah, there's no need for Jamie to take any necessary risks there at all.
He's second.
Very strong position.
He's second position. He's not going to get the fast lap. Reaper is, of course, on those soft compound tyres. And you will imagine he will set the fast lap of this race. My parcel is now 3 stops away. It's getting quite nervous here, actually, isn't it? There's Oaken.
Reaper, he's not got the fastest lap yet, and he'll be on the 3rd lap of those softs. Are they going to have enough grip for him to do it?
Well, let's see. Well, it's going to be this lap. If he's going to set it, it'll be this lap, I reckon. He's 3 tenths down, so I don't think so yet. Back up front. Oaken and Jamie, first and second. Nightcaller in a... I will say, this is an incredible result for Ferrari in the last 2 races so far. They've only scored 86 points the entire season. Remember, last week, they scored a grand total of 32. And right now, if I'm not mistaken, first was 20 points, third is, what, 15? I believe that's the championship, that's the points. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one. So it'll be 35 points. So they are romping up the championship. We'll pass Haas. We'll be very close to Alpine potentially. And there's a certified chance they're going to go for a very late comeback here, aren't they?
They're going to jump up 2 places, be right behind Alpine in the constructors going the last 2 races.
It's certainly going very well indeed. So Oaken, he's just got to do 3 laps, but Jamie's going to want to win this race. He's going to want, but Reaper now in 10th position. That is critical for him. The championship, as it stands, will go on for another race. Remember, Fox did pit, so Reaper in that 10th will keep it alive. But I do think it's only going to be a matter of now time. It's a when, not an if for Jamie. And yeah, I think he's taking it cautious right now. Honestly, I don't believe if Nightcaller comes up behind him, he'll battle it too hard either. 27 of 29, 2 laps to go here in Miami. And you always say, look at the star-spangled... there. I can't say that. Star-spangled... I see. Dyslexia. Star-spangled banner. There we go. And it's certainly looking like it might be another star on the championship for Jamie. The words were... They sounded better in my head, that one did there. But nonetheless, Ferrari have driven a brilliant race. The McLaren as well. Shiesty in 4th. And in terms of the constructors... I believe, with Red Bull scoring only 0 points, I think the championship in terms of the constructors will be wrapped up today.
Just trying this with Jamie in 2nd, Shiesty in 4th.
Because they've got, what, 12 point advantage?
They've got 12 points that might be very tight. I think it might be one more race for the constructors. I don't think it won't be finished today. It'll go into Abu Dhabi.
So one more race then, of course. And remember, the final race of the season in 2 weeks' time at Las Vegas. Well, the championship looks to be like it could be wrapped up in 7 days' time. And certainly unless, of course, Reaper dies and DNFs from this race right now, which I don't believe he will. He hasn't got the fastest lap, but he just needs to bring it home. And I'm going to have to wonder what happened to him. He damaged the car somewhere in this race, and I wonder if it was into the chicane. We've seen many cars hit that before, and maybe it's happened again. Penultimate lap. Oaken. I think Jamie's given up on this one, and I think rightfully so. He's playing the long game.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get into any squabbles in the last couple of laps this race, knowing that the position he's in.
And what this, like I said, means that the constructors, McLaren will jump up to, I think, 100... I think it's going to be pretty much 200 points on the dot, give or take. They'll be on. As we look behind, Shiesty and Kasaka battling together, so there's still potential for that one. But the constructors very much is a 2-horse race now between Red Bull and McLaren, like it is in real... Well, was it in real life nearly last season? But apart from the fact they only have one Red Bull driver, which ironically, they've only got one Red Bull driver in this race as well. So, does it almost play perfect like real life? Potentially. Is this an opportunity in real life for the actual race? Are we going to see a Ferrari victory? And a McLaren second and another Ferrari in third? There's always a possibility. Here we go then. Last corner. Last lap. here in Miami then. And what has been a topsy-turvy race. Ocon, who I said earlier on was going to win the race. He's got what is going to be what? Just 19-ish corners to do. And he'll win his second in a row. He won his first race last week in brilliant standing. And he's doing it again here today. The confidence is growing for the young man indeed. As further down the field, Jake has got the first lap, his total fastest lap as well. As Kassar gets a 3-second time penalty, which pretty much guarantees that Shiesty will be fourth. And how's the emotions going to be right now for Ocon? And you got to wonder it's going to be absolutely high. Like Jess said, he won his first race last week. Battling, ironically, with Jamie, who couldn't quite do it on the last lap of the race. And he's only got now one real corner straight in the last corner to go. And he'll win his second motor race then. Through he comes. The Ferrari. Lights certainly going to be blazing above for the Scarlet Red down in Miami. A place, of course, remember Miami, a beautiful circuit. It's going to be won by only one, and it's going red here in 2026. Through the last corner, Ocon takes one. Guess what? Have another one. Ocon wins the Miami Grand Prix. Jamie puts himself within an inch of winning the title. Ferrari make it first and third. First and second and fourth for McLaren. Kassar in fifth. Curly will finish in sixth after the afternoon he's had. James battling all the way to the line with Bryce for seventh and eighth. Helvetica will finish ninth. And what on earth has happened to Reaper in this race? It's gone from the possibility for a victory all the way down to 10th in a space of around about 7 laps. Across the line, Reaper. And the championship now certainly is going the way of Jamie. Remember, he's won one title so far in P4. Certainly could it be a second. Across the line comes Jake, and what could have been for Jake? He was very much leading the race. He had a big gap. He had the pace on Jamie, in my opinion. Had contact, and it was all the way down the back he went.
Yeah, it's a fantastic win for Ocon. He's drove the last 2 races. He's drove really well, and he's got another win today. 2 wins out of 2 last 2 races. Brilliant drive.
So now I'm not going to say I said earlier on Ocon P1 again. I said it in the chat. You can read it back. I predicted it. And guess what happened? It was another victory. Maybe he's gonna count his lucky stars for me there. But it's Ferrari first and third. Yet again, another great result for the Scarlet Ferraris. But we'll go through the official rundown then. So Ocon from Jamie, Nightcaller, Shiesty, Kassar, Curly, James, Bryce, Helvetica, Reaper, Jake, Fox, Michael Hockney, and Wolf at the back. And my driver of the day, because I've got a feeling the doorbell's about to ring, it's going to be Ocon. And my question to him is, you won one race last week, you won a second race this week. How on earth did you do that, and did you enjoy it? And your question would be?
Yeah, I mean, my driver of the day is going to be Jamie. I think, and the question is really, it's a great result today for you. How are you feeling? How are you feeling at the start of the race after receiving the damage, and how did you navigate the rest of the race?
Indeed. Well, there we go then. So that will end off that one. Don't forget, of course, because the next stream will be beginning in just due course with, ironically, Jake and I believe it's Curly. So those two get to take us through their accidents, hopefully, as well. But from me and you, take care, and we'll see you in 7 days' time for the championship potential finale. Take care from us. Good night.